is fear a good thing or a bad thing? A lot of people think fear is either, good in some ways because it drives you hard to perform, and it actually does. Fear works in some ways. Then there's other people who think that fear is, a bad thing. It's something that you need to, avoid and sort of eliminate. But, to me, fear is neither good or bad. It's part of the human experience. And, if we see it as a good or a bad thing, we sort of get stuck in the, these sort of dysfunctional patterns, the fear archetypes, the fight clubs or the nice club archetypes. But if we can see fear as a cue for learning and growth, it actually opens up all kinds of new possibilities for us. If you're feeling fear in a given moment, it's a signal that, hey, maybe there's something I have to learn here. Maybe there's something I need to investigate further, or there's some, new way I need to think through this decision. So, seeing fear is useful in that way is actually the key here.
Yeah, we get bring into as consultants with different strength and conditioning opportunities, and there's coaches that are employed by said company that brings us in to then come out and listen and be a part of it, or at least have a conversation with us, and others that were hiding away in the office. And I found that personally fascinating, but at the same time, maybe they feared, oh, these guys are going to take their job.
Man, like the thing which is fascinating about fear, and we had Tony Blauer on the podcast, which is, his big whole, really what he's coaching right now is this idea of fear. And what's wild is his contention is that most of the world makes their decisions on a daily basis by the minute based on fear. So like, I'm going to do this out of fear instead of like, I kind of like view fear a little bit as like almost like a cliff. Like, it's there. If I get up to the edge, I can see over. I'm not going to, jump off the cliff unless I had a parachute, like it exists. Like, it's kind of like skiing, there's a cliff. Like, I'm not going to slow down. Like, I know it's there, so I have to be conscious of it, and I'm not going to do anything stupid. So it's kind of, I'm just amazed at how many people actually live their life trying to mitigate fear instead of realizing like it's going to be there regardless of how you act. But if your only reaction is in response to fear, it's usually going to be, many times going to be not advantageous for you.
Yeah, one thing we do with our clients is we walk them through this exercise on the comfort zone, and we ask them to reflect on, what does it feel like to be in the comfort zone? And a lot of people are like, yeah, it feels good, amazing, and positive. But if you stay in your comfort zone too long, it's kind of bored and stale. But how do you feel when you step out of your comfort zone? There's this large, range of emotions and experiences people have when they're out of their comfort zone. And what defines our comfort zone are our fears. That's a big insight that people walk away with, is that, our comfort zone is fundamentally defined by our fears, but only significant learning and growth happens outside of our comfort zone. And so if we're constantly trying to mitigate fear and avoid it and do all that stuff, we're actually limiting the learning and growth that we can experience in life. And that could be in a physical sense as well. I think that's absolutely true in the fitness world, but it's also true in just the world of our minds, and just the rest of our life as well.
What's fascinating is how quickly preconceived notions and fear attaches in the fitness world. Like it's like, I'll just use a classic example. Like if you go back and look at any of the ancestral evolutionary stuff with, like Rob Wolf or, Michael Rose. I mean, this idea of like, we didn't evolve to eat meat. We evolved because we ate meat, and we understand like animal-based proteins. I mean, Rob has books, and we have tens of thousands of clients that improve their health by getting back to like a more ancestral kind of paleo-esque, like, a real food diet. And all of a sudden there'll be like one cook study that has like one citation that was done on 7 people in some obscure place. That's like, meat protein raises mTOR. So mTOR is related to cancer. So meat causes cancer. And all of a sudden you'll see it on the front page of everything. Meat causes cancer, meat causes cancer. And all these people that have had a life change, that have seen it, not within their blood work, within the training, everything, all of a sudden like freak out like, oh my God, meat must cause cancer. And I'll get people hit me up and I'll be like, wait a minute. So what you're saying is that the body of work that you've done and everything that you've read, that one dynamic headline pushed out pushes you in this direction. And it's almost like that part just blows my mind, where how quickly people are influenced by just, things that are so far outside the rails, even when they've done something and known it to be positive.